our guy, WGB head coach, men's basketball, and national radio host. My guy, Doug Gottlieb. DG, happy Wednesday, buddy.
Happy Wednesday to you. Can't be happier with the projected 55-mile-an-hour winds coming.
Welcome back, bud. Welcome back. So Doug sent me some pictures last night of how amazing his view was and how amazing St. Thomas was. And I was like, when you look at your bay view of Green Bay and then you see that and you're like, oh, yeah, that doesn't freeze. That's right. That doesn't freeze. So anyway, welcome back. 5 inches of snow today, 40-mile-an-hour winds. Thanks for bringing the U.S. Virgin Islands with you. Not too much to ask. Okay, so the weather was incredible, buddy, but so was the basketball. Whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
Well, we got to start with just knowing from last week. We had a ton of people who said, what did he do? What did the team do? Who made it? What was the plan? What happened with the travels to the Virgin Islands?
I'll remind you. You told us that because of the travel woes and the Delta flights, that there was a chance that you might have to leave somebody behind. Like there wasn't enough seats on the flight.
You had based 15 on seats.
We did. Okay, so here's what happened. The issue is I am on island time, but I'm generally on island time. What is today, Wednesday?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so we were supposed to leave Tuesday of last week, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So Wednesday. No, last Wednesday we left. Okay. So Tuesday night. We
talked to you on the bus, DG. You were on the bus on Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we get to the airport and they're like, okay, you're going to fly to Atlanta. So we flew to Atlanta, but they didn't have enough, the connecting flight the next morning because we missed our connecting flight. And as we discussed last time, you can fly to anywhere from Chicago, except apparently the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yeah. So we had to go through Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, and all those Appleton places where you go through Appleton. But there was only, I think it was like 15. I think it was 15.
Yeah, that's what you said.
I didn't. So I had to not take 2 assistants, and I could only take 10. but this is only wait. This is only for that first day. So what we ended up doing was we flew to Atlanta with 10 of the players, and we had to have our trainer Cam, right? Like that's just for legal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up. Now my dogs are arguing. I mean, this is just a complete crap show right now. They're like playing. It's like, hey, dude, like we were all good chilling this morning, and now all of a sudden you want to play right when I get on with Trevor. Okay, great, awesome. Anyway, so we travel to Atlanta. I have to leave 5 players behind. Okay, 2 are one's a walk-on, 2 are redshirting, right? But there's 2 other guys, and like we trimmed the rotation, but I knew one of them would probably play. And anyway, so we ended up flying to Atlanta. It actually ended up benefiting us because we had a great practice at the Hawks practice facility, had a nice meal in Atlanta, stayed the night, flew the next day to the islands. But here's the kicker. We land at 2, and we have practice right after we land. The other plane didn't land until 4. So those guys missed 2 days of practice. So 2 days of prep for Yale, which is they're picked to win the Ivy League. They're really freaking good. They won the tournament, right? So you're like, okay, do I play these guys? Because they actually haven't been there for the prep, So it was a little janky, but once we got there, it was great. And then I thought the fellows played really well. Yale's good. We missed a bunch of free throws. We missed some open looks. Had a chance. We were down 2 with 29 seconds to go. Couldn't close it out. But then bounced back and played really, really well without our leading scorer, Marcus Hall, the last 2 games and won 2.
And now there's this kid off the bench, at least against UMass, named Justin Allen.
Yeah.
Put him in a bubble wrap box, please. He's insane.
He's a bucket. He's a bucket.
Yeah.
So Justin averaged 26 a game last year at Carnegie Mellon, which is Division III. And I had a dear friend who was the best Division III coach in the country. He left, Dave Klasky, and he went to Florida as an assistant. So at mid-year last year, I just started calling around all the Division II guys, Division III guys, like, hey, who can play at this level? And Dave said, Justin Allen at Carnegie Mellon. So we started watching tape, and as soon as he hit the portal, we were on him. And not a lot of people were really, really on him, and it was because of, I think, how quickly and how thoroughly we recruited him. And then he just fit like our guys. Like, he was the guy who I left him with Preston Rudinger and at the time Yonatan Levy. And I was like, okay, like, no plan. You guys just do whatever. And I come back and, they're playing cards and they're like best friends. So unbelievable kid. And then really, really talented, kind of shifty scorer. I mean, he can just score. But I made it a point, Trevor. You went through it. I wasn't no one who was soft, and no one who my coaches and I felt like weren't bringing what we needed defensively to the table would play. So we play Bradley, and he's just nervous. He had missed about 2 months in the summer. He had a really bad ankle and midfoot sprain. We thought it was really bad. It wasn't. So just set him behind. And then when he came back, Bradley was a little bit early for him, and they're really physical, and he was just nervous, right? Like, you played Division III, no one offered you a scholarship forever, and now here you are playing against Bradley like 5 minutes later, and he just kind of freaked out, and he wasn't very good. And then we played St. Norbert, and he could have done anything he wanted, but it was like, okay, well, that's Division III, that's the level you dominated previously. We go to Kansas, and one of the things that he struggled with, one was defense, but two, it was like every time he got the ball, he tried to score. It's like, hey, dude, this is not Carnegie Mellon. Like, that's not your role here. Now, it kind of is his role, but it's not the first time he gets the ball. Like, we're just not a team where first pass, go. We need to change sides of the court. We need to create space and movement. But also felt like he wasn't ready defensively. So I didn't love a couple of things defensively he did in small minutes at Kansas, and I didn't feel like he was moving the ball. And I was committed to moving the basketball and having a physical basketball team at the defensive end. So dummy me, I don't play him against Buffalo. Doesn't take off the sweats, and we lose. We go to St. Thomas, and he plays some, but the game was such a mess. We were all shook up by the injury that happened to Dontrell Hewlett. So we get ready for Minnesota, and we'd been working on a zone. And in my mind, it was kind of the Justin zone. Like, he's not great man-to-man yet. Can we hide him in a zone? Can we hide some of our defensive weaknesses within the zone that my staff has been developing for a month? We bring it out against Minnesota, and he didn't shoot it well, but you could tell he clearly belonged.
Mm-hmm.
They struggled to keep him in front. So, he was good against Yale, but he was also really, really good defensively. And then once Marcus went down, we needed somebody to go create his own shot. And part of it was the way in which UMass defended us. But, like, I'll give him credit. UMass is crazy, crazy physical. They play incredibly hard. And one, they couldn't guard him. And two, he wasn't soft. So, yeah, he had 27 and 28 in our last two games. And I mean, he looks like now our kind of go-to guy, where Marcus Hall is a really good second weapon. Marcus is one of those, he does everything well, but he's not like a give me the ball, go get a bucket scorer. And we've kind of found our rotation, and he's found a toughness defensively, which previously didn't exist. And he really had a nice tournament, and I think he's going to have a good year.
Doug, you talked a little bit about I know you've gone through some injuries with your teams. We've been focusing a lot on injuries with just our Wisconsin sports teams. Giannis is questionable to play against Miami. They thought he was going to be out more likely 2 weeks, and now he's questionable. He might come back early. We also talked about Jordan Love, who apparently, he had a shoulder injury, but it was on his non-throwing arm, and now – but we found out he couldn't even hand the ball off, but he's going to play tomorrow and Thanksgiving. What is that for a coach, that process of when do you say, all right, if you want to play, you're playing, in comparison to going, nah, we're not rushing you back. Go take a seat.
Well, obviously it depends on the guy, but I'll use Marcus Hall as the example. So, couple minutes to go in the Yale game, he rolls his ankle. And, in the process of the game, you're like, how bad is it? They're like, I think he's done for the night. Like, okay. So ankles, most things you got to wait, you got to wait till the next day. Now, what's unique about us is that schedule is more NBA like, where we're playing. Let's see here. We played back-to-back nights, and then we had a day off, and then we played the third one after the day off. So, you get back and you just, how bad is it? Like, I don't know. We'll know in the morning. You wake up in the morning. He goes and sees the trainer. We got to get in the pool. Doesn't look good. All you can do, is really hope that, it's not as bad as it looks, and that you wake up in the morning and the trainer gives you good news. You can't really put your hands on it as a coach, right? That's when you open yourself up to getting sued or doing something stupid. And you just want the kid to know, like, hey, man, obviously we want you to play, but if you can't go, you can't go. What's hard for us, and I think this is like a Jordan Love thing, is like when your whole team scan report is built around a guy, and then it's not that the backup isn't good, it's that it's tailor-made to having that. I mean, Jordan Love is the brains of the operation, right? And great, you got a really good backup, won a couple games last year. Okay, but he's a completely different.
Oh,
I
lose you, buddy?
struggle with.
There you go.
There you go.
You're
My
back.
new
You're
guys
back. You're good.
struggle. Sorry about that. My new guys struggle with remembering plays. So we make it a point to never have a possession without Marcus or Rudy on the court, right? So not only does it change how we are, how we think, what we can run, it also changes all of my rotations. And then I end up playing Preston Rudinger, who plays a completely different position longer, but just because he's like the only other one that knows every play and everywhere everybody's supposed to do. And yeah, it's really hard. But again, like that's why for me, how we constructed this roster was I didn't overload on one or two guys. I didn't have a ton of money, but I spread it out, and we feel like we have a really good roster. I have two kids that didn't play a minute in the Virgin Islands, or one played a couple minutes. I think are really talented. I don't think they're playing as hard as they need to play, but God forbid guys go down. They're talented enough to be better players than the ones that are playing. So, for me, it was about roster construction. Just I had so many injuries and so many things go wrong last year. But to answer your question, I don't know. You just kind of got to take the trainer's word for it. You get a feel real early in the day if it's going to be a go, not a go, and have an open conversation with the player and say, hey, what are we thinking here? What's the percentage possibility that you play?
Green Bay men's basketball head coach Doug Gottlieb, national radio host every afternoon on Fox Sports Radio, joining us on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor, Josh, Doug Gottlieb back from the U.S. Virgin Islands, and a game on Saturday, but pause, big holiday in between. And I know you do a great job, DG, of making sure that your players are just as much family and the culture behind your program as anything else. So, what are the plans for Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow?
Well, big news for me is my three children are all coming in today. They haven't all been here together, so that's gonna be cool.
Awesome. Very cool.
But my college age daughter said, "Hey, Dad, the bar is stocked, correct?" That was literally a text I got.
It was It was a condition. It was a condition of her coming home.
I was like, "You guys sure you're not from Wisconsin? You just,
It's in the blood."
So we got practice in the morning, practice 8 a.m. And then we're going to pass out meals at the Freedom House, which is a women's shelter here in GB. And then we're taking the whole crew. They can bring their girlfriends, only one girlfriend at a time. I think that would be smart. We don't need a Jerry Springer episode here. But they can bring their girlfriends.
Happy Thanksgiving.
or their family, and the coaches can bring their families to Oneida Country Club, and I'll pick up the tab along with my guy Adam Henderson. We're gonna pick up the tab and just have a great meal. And then the ones that are local that want to shoot home, they can shoot home. And then we got a game Saturday night, so we got to get back to work on Friday.
Doug Gottlieb, UWGB men's basketball. All right, last one, DG. Would you rather Wednesday?
Okay.
Would you rather for date night with Candace,
Yes.
a comedy show or dinner and a movie?
Ooh.
Would I rather, or would she?
This is okay. This is harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Well, I'm a big movie guy. I would probably go dinner and movie, but man, it does depend on the comedian. Like,
It's relative.
yeah.
We just had
Again,
Pete Lee on the
there's
show.
a lot. It's a good would you rather.
Thanks.
I think she would say she'd want to go to the comedy show, but she'd really want to go to the movie. So I don't know.
Comedy show. The
Sounds
whole
like you're
time.
going to get this wrong, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, to be honest with you. I don't think that's a big either or. I mean, I think you're either are pretty good date nights, like bad comedy. Like, is there really that bad a bad comedy show? Like, not really. It's a good night.
No,
good date
comedy
out.
show's the right answer.
Yeah.
And then with movies, like, is it really, if you have hot popcorn, and for her, you get her Swedish fish, M&M's, popcorn, pretty happy. So I don't think there's I would do movie though. I'm more of a movie guy.
It's relative. We just had Pete Lee on the show right before you jumped on in the last hour. Pete Lee is a Wisconsin comedian from Janesville. He's at the Milwaukee Improv.
Yep.
Milwaukee Improv in Brookfield this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
Ooh.
I know you got things. You got stuff going on Saturday. Otherwise, I would have told you.
Well, I mean, Fridays maybe. My kids would be like, "Let's go do something," and
There you go.
And they're gonna get off. They're gonna get off the plane today. It's gonna be 55-mile-an-hour winds. They'll be like, "When's the next plane home?"
Listen, if you go there on Friday, just make sure to stock a cooler in the vehicle for your daughter. I think she'll be happy. But don't drink and drive, Wisconsin.
That's
don't
right. That's right.
Shower beer is much better than you don't need to drink and drive. Shower beer is
Love a good shower beer.
In your future.
I'm on experience. I think shower beer is elite beer. Elite beer. Elite.
I agree. That's a good take.
Who we leaving behind? This week, shower beer is where it's at. I love it. Oh, you're the best.
I'll send you a list of who we left behind. They weren't bitter about it, but it was super weird. We were like, yeah, they're on the team too. Where are they? Like, they're coming.
To be honest, though, you're the one that put this on yourself because you're like, a lot of people would probably leave me behind. And then I saw you on the sideline at Yale. I'm like, well, he made the cut.
Yep, you weren't an iPad.
Yeah. I wish they left me behind at St. Thomas. I wish I was like,
oh, yeah.
That would have been wonderful.
Glad to have you back. Doug Gottlieb, UWGB men's basketball. We'll chat with you next week, Wednesday, DG. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks,
Happy Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.